our population is increasing. As people, our population is increasing, which means our food productivity is supposed to increase as well to match the number of people or to match our population. But guess what? In this case, our population is going up and our food productivity is going down, which means we're just going to starve. Okay, and is that what you want? No, that's not what we want. That's not what we want as as a country, right? Now let's say we didn't stop Galamsey and we look unconcerned and it goes on and on and on. What's coming to happen is we might not be able, or we're not going to be, we can't supply ourselves food, because all the sectors that food's supposed to be coming from, or all the lands that, or the places that Galamsey is going on currently, those are farming communities. Those communities are probably known for farming. Okay, initially they used to be known for farming. Now those farmlands are the ones that they working on. Okay, those are the lands that the Galamsey has taken over. So what do you think is going to happen? Technically, that food is going to be expensive. And are you ready to spend 1,000 cedis on a bowl of fufu? Breakfast might cost you like 300 cedis, and dinner might cost you like 500 cedis, right? And how do you think that is going to help us as a country? It's not going to help us. What I'm trying to say is, if we don't stop the Galamsey now, we're going to starve as a country. If we don't stop it now, starvation or hunger is the next thing. Now let's move to water pollution. Now someone might be saying, oh, the water is just brown on the surface. When you fetch it and put it down. Hi people, it's Dixon and welcome to Duran Studios. In today's segment, I'll be talking about the current situation going on in Ghana concerning the Galamsey. Okay, so stay tuned and follow us on all the social media platforms and subscribe to the channel on YouTube too. Let's support the channel and let's build a community on the YouTube and other social platforms too. So now let's look at these two main concerns about the Galamsey, and then under the Galamsey, I've noticed two factors that it could cause us, or two things that it could cause us. The first one is water pollution, and the second one is land degradation. So let's first of all look at the land degradation, right? Okay, so as a country, we really need agriculture to grow. Everybody eats, right? Everybody eats. So now land degradation just makes land less productive. Okay, and if Galamsey is causing land degradation, which means lands, or every land which is being operated on Galamsey wise, I'm talking about the Galamsey, is actually causing, or is actually going to cause land degradation, which means we can, or it's going to take a very long time for us to grow a crop on that land for it to bear, or for it to even grow, because it's going to lose its productivity. That land is not going to be fertile enough to grow crops. Why? What am I talking about? I'm just trying to say, imagine every portion of land which is being worked on. That land is going to take a very long time for it to be productive, farming wise, right? So what is going to happen? Our population is increasing. As people, our population is increasing, which means our food productivity is supposed to increase as well to match the number of people, or to match our population. But guess what? In this case, our population is going up and our food productivity is going down, which means we're just going to starve. Okay, and is that what you want? No, that's not what we want. That's not what we want as a country, right? Now let's say we didn't stop Galamsey and we look unconcerned and it goes on and on and on. What's coming to happen is we might not be able, or we're not going to be, we can't supply ourselves food, because all the sectors that food's supposed to be coming from, or all the lands that, or the places that Galamsey is going on currently, those are farming communities. Those communities are probably known for farming. Okay, initially they used to be known for farming. Now those farmlands are the ones that they working on. Okay, those are the lands that the Galamsey has taken over. So what do you think is going to happen? Which means we can, or the amount of food that we used to get from those places is no longer coming or will no longer come from those places. And if our population is increasing, which means we have to import food from the neighboring countries, like Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, Togo, Burkina Faso. These are the countries. These are the countries that we share borders with. So those are the places that we'll be getting selling foods from. And the tricky part is those places. When the food comes from those places, it's going to be expensive. Are you ready to afford, or can you afford? Okay, so if you work for 2 weeks, or if you work for 3 to a week, and you've been paid 5,000, at the Galamsey site, right, working as a Galamsey miner, and they pay you 5,000 for a week or 3 days. Now, out of that 5,000, if there's a shortage of food that we need to import food from outside, which means, technically, that food is going to be expensive. And are you ready to spend 1,000 cedis on a bowl of fufu? Okay, so I said 1,000 cedis because basically, let's look at it like this. Now they have to import the cassava from wherever they will get it from, which means it's going to be expensive. Now they have to import the meat, because the same water, the same grass, or the cow or the cattle and any other animal and other animals that we rely on feed on grasses, and those are the places that is supposed to be the grasses they're supposed to be feeding on. You're destroying it, which means there are going to be less food, or there's less food for them too. So we have less number of animals in the country too, right? So we have to import those animals or those meats from elsewhere, which means it's going to be expensive. Now the water is also contaminated, which means the water we're going to be using supposed to be imported too. So do you get it? So when you factor all of this, your lunch is going to cost you 1,000 cedis, 1,000 Ghana, right? That's just lunch for you. A bowl of fufu is costing you 1,000. Now, how many lunch can you have out of your 5,000 cedis, which is your weekly salary, or your 3 days salary? How many lunch can you have as a person? That's just one person spending 1,000 cedis on lunch. No breakfast, or not breakfast, not dinner, just lunch. Technically, breakfast might cost you like 300 cedis, and dinner might cost you like 500 cedis, right? And how do you think that is going to help us as a country? It's not going to help us. What I'm trying to say is, if we don't stop the Galamsey now, we're going to starve as a country. If we don't stop it now, starvation or hunger is the next thing. Now let's move to water pollution. Now someone might be saying, oh, the water is just brown on the surface. When you fetch it and put it down, it will settle at the bottom, and then you can use it like after 2 hours of settlement, or after 2 hours of it settling, you can use it. That's not true. Whatever is making it brown, even if it settled, the chemical is still in it. That's the most dangerous part. Even if the water is not looking brown or brownish like we see it, it's still contaminated with chemicals. And those chemicals are very dangerous chemicals. Mind you, those chemicals are not even supposed to have direct contact with our body. So if it's not supposed to have direct contact with our body, which is the outer layer of the body, what is going to happen when we drink it? What's going to happen to our system when we drink those water, which has been highly contaminated with a chemical or chemicals that we're not even supposed to handle with bare hands? Do you see? So now let's continue with the pollution. Now what's going to happen is Ghana Water has to find a way to purify those water, and guess what? They have to they have to put in a lot to purify the water for us or for our consumption, right? And the more they do that, the more we'll be spending, or the more water bill will increase. Are you ready to pay 2,000 cedis, 3,000 cedis for water bill, just a water bill? Are you ready to pay that amount for water bill? You're not. Now, here is another point. If Ghana Water keep producing the water and we can't afford to pay, they will be left with no option than to shut down. Now, when they shut down, then we have to import water from the neighboring countries. So imagine we importing water from the neighboring countries. It's going to be expensive as well. The water is going to be expensive. So let's not play with this Galamsey thing. This not partisan thing. Whatever party you belong to, that is your choice. But this is a national topic that we all have to protect. Let's protect our lands and let's protect our water bodies. That's just it's as simple as that. Like I said, are you ready to pay 2,000, 3,000 cedis as a water bill per month? Are you ready? I'm not sure you're ready, or I'm not sure you really understand what that means. No, you're not. Okay, yes. So we have to import water, and the water gets here, it will be very expensive. And we will be left with like no option than to afford it. And if you can't afford it, I don't know what you can do. Okay, now let's quickly move back to the Galamsey. Do you know, have you actually realized that the people, the laborers at the Galamsey side, they are not the problem. The problem is actually those who financing the Galamsey. Those are rich people, right? So when you and I, if there's shortage of water in Ghana currently, or let me take it back. If there's shortage of water, do you know what's going to happen? Those rich people will be the one importing water from other countries into our country, and they will be glad to be selling it very expensive for us because they don't care. If they care, they wouldn't involve themselves in the Galamsey, and when they say, oh no, it's damaging our water system or it's polluting our water system, they won't care. They will be the same people importing the foodstuffs from other countries. They will be the same people, importing the water from other countries, and they will be the same people with the hospital and the clinics and the pharmacies. So do you see? So if we don't take time, they're going to be making money off us. They'll be making money off you and I for the rest of our lives. Or as long as you live in this country, those people are going to be making money off you, because they'll be the one providing you with water, which they determine how much it's going to cost you. They'll be the same people, providing you foodstuffs, and they determine how much it's going to cost you. And they'll be the same people controlling your health. Like when I say health, I'm talking about the hospital, clinics, pharmacies. They'll be the same people in those businesses. So do you see how they'll be benefiting from you, from our lose? So our lose is their gain. Okay, and you, the one working in the Galamsey side currently, I want you to look at something. Okay, you're robbing people of their daily bread, thousands of people of their daily bread, and giving it to just one person, and that person is just going to give you a piece of it. And as he gives you or she gives you that piece of it, how long can you live on that? That's the next question which you should be asking yourself. How long can you live on that piece of bread that person is going to give you? So after taking from thousands of people, right, and giving it to one person. Okay, so to explain that, the thousands of people that I'm saying you're robbing from and giving it to one person is the land that you're operating on currently. Do you know the number of people that benefit from that land? Thousands of people benefit from that land, directly or indirectly. Thousands of people. To explain that, or I will explain that in a second or in a minute. Okay, so when they farm on those lands, they take it to a market, or they take it to the market, and people from far and near come to that market, buy those farm products, and take it to their various homes. And that should just paint you a picture of the number of people that benefit from the land you're destroying right now as we speak. Yes, so you should just imagine the number of people that supposed to be benefiting from that land, and you spoiling it and taking whatever you find there to just one person, and that person just break a piece of it for you. How long can you live on that? Because now as you support that land, like I said earlier on, land degradation, it's going to take it's going to take a very long for that land to repair itself and be productive crop wise, which means subtract that portion of land from the remaining lands that is suitable for farming. Subtract all the Galamsey size out of it. Guess what? Our number keep increasing as a country. So should our food productivity be. Yes, our food productivity is supposed to increase. It's supposed to match our population. Rather than that, we're all going to be hungry. But what I want you to understand is, the rich person that you're defending, the rich person that you're working for, when he gets there, he will be the same person importing food into the country, and then you might not be his worker. He's going to employ another, like, different kind of people or different set of people. And when he employs those people, they'll be working for him like you're working for him now. You will go to their shop to buy, to buy from them, and to be really expensive, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, because as we are telling you what, like, the damages your action is causing us, you don't get it. You think you're doing what is right. I understand the fact that you think, or you were made to believe, working in the Galamsey field is like you hustling the right way. Yeah. But I'm sorry to tell you, that's not the right way. It's not the right way, because every action of a person, if you have to look at your action, or you have to weigh your action to see if the disadvantages is more than the advantages. That's what you have to look at. Every other thing, like everything we do in this world, might be good, might be bad, but you have to look at the bad thing. If the bad is more than the good, then you should know a lot of people are going to be, are going to suffer the consequences of your action. So you have to stop it. Though there's bad side of everything, and there is a good side of everything, but you have to concentrate on the good side more. You have to make sure the good side weighs more than the bad side. But if the bad side happens to weigh more than the good side, it's not a good call. Taking the Galamsey, for instance, it's not a good call, because you're robbing thousands of people, giving it to one person, and that person is just giving you a piece of it. I explained it earlier. The reason I think it's robbing thousands of people, I explained it. That that land, they could have farmed on that land, and when they farm on that land, they take it to a market, and a lot of people benefit from that. Whatever has been planted on that land and taken to the market, a whole lot of people are going to benefit from it. Both from far and near are going to benefit from it. But the question is, what about you? What about the Galamsey? How many people are going to benefit from that? How many people is it going to benefit? And how many people are going to suffer that consequences? That's what you have to ask yourself. A lot of people are going to suffer the consequences, and few people are going to benefit. So would you choose those few people over the thousands of people, or let me say million people? I use million because, do you know, all the water bodies in Ghana, okay, they join, they link together. All right. So when this river is contaminated, the possibility of the river that it flows into will be contaminated is really high. And that river also flow into another river, and that river also flow into another lake, and that lake flow into another river. So do you see how it's moving? You see how it's moving, right? That is it, because it's chemically polluted. It's not just a mere debt which you think could settle. No, this is a chemical pollution. It's like it will go, by the time you realize, all the water bodies in Ghana will be polluted. That's why we have to stop it. A beautiful country like Ghana, we don't have to be, we don't have to import water. That's the least thing we should even think about. We don't have to be importing food. No. Food importation should be no, 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 no. But because we embrace Galamsey so much that even the lands that we're supposed to use for farming, we're using it for Galamsey. Which now, even the funny part is, Ghana, we might go in Ghana, but how many people in Ghana own the goat jewel? How many people in Ghana own goat jewel? That's the question. How many people own goat jewel in Ghana? Which means directly we're not even benefiting from the gold. Directly we're not. But guess what? The food, the farm food, like the crops, we're benefiting directly from them. We're benefiting direct from the from the farm or the farming or the crops. We're benefiting direct from the water body. We're benefiting direct from them. But all the people in the villages that you're doing the mining, how many of them own a goat jewel? How many of them own goat jewels? Those are the things that we have to be looking at. So don't take it personal. This is not for this party or that party. No, that's not what I'm for. I'm for what will benefit us as a country, not what will benefit, a certain group of people. No. Let's protect one another, okay? Let's protect one another. I'm a Ghanaian, you Ghanaian, someone else is Ghanaian, someone else is Ghanaian. We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. But before we can protect ourselves, we have to protect, our ecosystem. Yes. We have to protect our ecosystem. And when you are destroying the land, what do you think you're doing to the, to that community? What do you think you're doing to the country? When you are polluting the water, what do you think you are doing to the country? I'm repeating this again. The water you're destroying, or the chemicals that are flowing into the water, it's not something which at the bottom of the water that you say, oh, okay, it's settled, now it's clean, or the top is clean, or it's looking clean. That is not the case. It's chemical. It's chemical. And the dangerous part is you can't even see it with your eyes. You can't see the chemical with your eyes. So you might think the water is clean, but it's not. So when someone drink that water and gets sick, they will go to a pharmacy to buy medication. Who do you think owns that pharmacy? Is that rich person? It's a rich person. It's that rich person who realized, oh, now everybody's falling sick in Ghana anyhow. So, drugs are very expensive in Ghana. That's a good business now. Let me venture into it. So you're going back to that person to buy that, that medication from them. And he makes that money. Do you think most rich people don't care about you? So you have to care about yourself, like enough not to get yourself involved in certain things that would damage you, and later they give you something little and take a lot from you. That's what they're doing. They're giving you, something little and they're taking a lot from you. What you and I have to do is we have to understand that, and we have to stand for ourselves, and we have to stand for the rest of the people, and support the rest of the people to protect our ecosystem. It's very important. It's very, very important, and we have to come together and do it. Don't talk about you belonging to a party. That's not important. That's not needed now. Ghana is needed now, not a particular political party. Ghana is needed now. We have to protect Ghana. Let me ask you, if there's no Ghana, do you think there will be a political party? There will be none. Ghana first. The party that you're supporting, if there's no Ghana, do you think there will be existing? It won't exist. So why won't we protect the country first? Let's protect the people first. Then your party, whatever party you belong to can come next. Let's not be selfish to that extent let's face the fact and protect ourselves. Let's protect one another. Okay. The channel remains Duran Studios on all social platforms. Duran Studio follow us or subscribe to the channel, and join us in the comment section. Tell us what you also think about the Galamsey and things you think we should put, or measures you think we should put in place to to protect our ecosystem or to stop Galamsey. This is the country we have. Be proud to be a Ghanaian, and to be a Ghanaian, you have to protect what belongs to Ghana.